It seems that woman lifted her barrier. It was supposed to prevent anyone from entering the park, but it seems like you could pass right through. Hmm? You mean that power outage was Senpai's doing? Yeah, it's one of their specialties, letting people stay away. It really has nothing to do with us. By the way, Shiki, I want to ask, but what do you think of Ciel? With a cold voice, Arcwade suddenly asks, about Senpai? Why do you ask about that, Arcwade? Oh, nothing. I just hate that woman. We were supposed to meet and exchange information, but I got irritated during the conversation and we ended up trying to kill each other. Kill each other? Why did you end up doing that? In the first place, Senpai isn't a vampire. I wonder about that. Why did you try to kill Senpai? That's my line. That's my line. Fuck. She was the one who struck first. The one who struck first was Senpai? That's right. She said, I knew it was pointless. I just can't allow your existence. And then she attacked me. She may look very calm, but all the members of the burial agency enjoy fighting. You can't let her fool you too, Shiki. What? Enjoy fighting? Does Senpai really? Shiki, you were fooled by her up to now, right? So why are you saying things to help her out? You know she was tricking you since you didn't know anything and pretended to be a normal person. Don't you feel a little angry at being used? Arcwade glares at me. Yeah, that's kind of a good question. That is, certainly I'm shocked that Senpai is different from normal people, kind of like Arcwade. But I don't feel like I've been tricked. On the contrary, Senpai has helped me so many times. Even though I know about Senpai's identity now, I think of her as Senpai. Eating lunch with her, talking about stupid things with her and Arihiko, walking with her to the school gate, all of it was so much fun. So, if I could, it would have been better if I didn't find out about her. Cheeky. Whose side are you on? Mine or that woman's? I feel pressure. Her eyes are the source. Now, she isn't like a human, but more like an animal hunting its prey. It seems Ciel Senpai is an unforgivable enemy for Arcwade. That's why she glares at me with such fierce, hostile eyes. As if saying, if I am her enemy's friend, I will be Arcwade's enemy as well. Oh. Arcwade? I have trouble answering. Oh shit, we have to... This is gonna be a really hard decision. I have no idea. I mean, since this is the Ciel route, we're obviously probably gonna have to side with Ciel. But... God, this sucks, because I like Arcwade. I don't want to, piss her off, but we don't really have much of a choice here. I guess we have to, we have to go with the second option, because, you know, if we went with Arcwade, I feel like this would go in a different direction, or we would get a bad ending or a dead ending, maybe. I mean, either way, I feel like this just won't end well. I don't know, guys. I'm just gonna go with what choice I think is the best one and see what happens. I guess we're just gonna go with option 2 and say that Senpai is dear to us. Despite all this, I don't even want to think that Senpai is my enemy. Senpai is my dear friend. Enemy or ally, I can't label her like that. What is this? Then what am I to you? You're someone I can't leave alone, and, I scratch my cheek. Well, I guess it doesn't matter if we pick that choice or not, because he still mentions that, you know, we can't leave her alone. I love how that they still hint that, Shiki has feelings for Arcwade, even though we're supposed to kind of be more, have more feelings towards, Ciel in this. Someone I can't leave alone. and I'm concerned about her in a completely different way than Senpai. Even tonight, I was simply looking for her, but I was getting so frustrated when I couldn't find her. It was something like feeling worried about a loved one. No, there's no way that's true. Certainly she is beautiful, but Look, just give it a rest. Why do you ask me about that anyway? How can I know? Being screamed at irrationally, she screams back at me irrationally. Nobody was talking. Shit. Sorry about that, guys. I didn't even see that there was no quotations there. Fine. Then I don't know you at all, Chief. Damn it, that's Arcade. I am screwing up so much in a short amount of time. Fine, then I don't know you at all, Shiki. Well, we just really fucked ourselves there. I mean, she kinda hates us now. Hey, hold on. Where are you going? It has nothing to do with you. Don't follow me. Is she really that angry? Arcade walks away without even turning around. Her figure quickly fades into the distance. Just where does she plan on going? What is this, taking it out on me like that? Yeah, she's the one who sent me that dream familiar, so I'm the one who should be angry. Did I do something to make her angry? I don't know, maybe it was something you said. In the first place, there's no way I can understand how vampires think. Arcade got mad and went somewhere by herself, and I asked her what I wanted, so I know I should go back to the mansion. But my feet don't even move one step back. My logic tells me where I should go, but my heart doesn't listen. It's been said a million times, but the feelings of love and hate, they have nothing to do with logic. Man, jeez. Damn it. Why is it that I just can't leave Arcade alone? Arcade! I said wait! Raising my voice, I chase after Arcade, who keeps on walking. Not a good idea. She's probably gonna turn around and, like, rip you to shreds or something. Alright, so basically we skipped over a conversation with Arcade, which is basically just a repeated scene from the first route, where we talk about Roa, and we also kill somebody, or we kill one of the dead using our Mystic Eyes of Death perception. That's basically just something we've already seen, guys, so there's no need for me to read over that again. So basically, Shiki has gone back to Tono Mansion, and he's about to fall asleep, but he can't sleep because he keeps seeing images of Arcade and Ciel with her the burial agency robes and all that, so he's basically troubled, to say the least, and now he's going to do some light reading. What fun. I can't sleep. At times like this, reading is good. I know there was a book I was reading before. Wish I knew what that book was, because it's a very strange book. I have no idea what it's about either. The first feeling was rather one of pity. Not anger, not despair. Just, I thought everything before my eyes was pitiful. Of course, the most pitiful thing is myself. Life which breaks down without limit. Daily life which fades without limit. Time which is forgotten without limit. Everyone only falls, and yet everyone still struggles desperately to continue existing, and when they judge that it is not possible, they continue to reproduce. Continuing to reproduce. In the end, even that dies, but there is no recompensation. Of course, it is not those who die that are not recompensated. We had hope to begin with. What is not recompensated are the attempts. The noble wish, the yearning for eternity which everyone longs for yet cannot achieve. I have no interest whatsoever in the things that break down. If I could see death and understand it, maybe I'll take a bit of an interest. A repetition nearly impossible to measure, yet this wish repeats itself. I thought to replace this almost comical cycle of wishes with one pure thing. There is no need to state the method. A wish becomes a result after it is granted. I lived solely for that reason. It could not be termed conviction. Just the final word, or the first word I learned, happened to be eternity. Oh? So you intend to get the eternity closest to you? Of course not. They are only a species that age slower and die harder. Damn those humans. I am becoming one of them only because this body has reached its limit. If I am to go further on, it will take time in this body. It's ironic that you, the only one that goes after eternity, hurries with things. So you plan on leaving here tomorrow. I'll leave the burial agency to you. No, I thought this was Roa that was talking. I guess not. It must be someone that's associated with Ciel and the burial agency. I'm guessing that whoever this is talking to Ciel, possibly. I'll leave the burial agency to you. In the first place, there is only one empty seat for the priesthood. I used up all my father's inheritance getting this far, so it's about time I quit. Well, that's fine. So you're going to complete your magic theory? I have no intention of leaving here, and I can't live with you. Well, fortunately, I am a woman. I had no idea. I'm not even being sarcastic. I really didn't have any idea. I mean, there's no way you can tell. It's just two people talking. That's all you're getting. That's all I'm getting from this. And they're talking about very deep philosophical things. I'll quickly bear a child and tell it all about you. Oh? What will you tell it? Narbarek? Let's see. I'll tell it something like, after 100 years, another newcomer, dead apostle, will appear. It is pointless to take notice of him, so ignore him. No, you wouldn't need to wait 100 years. Just like here, I will rise quickly to the top. This body will become the most superior vampire, so 10 years will be enough. How foolish. Even if it is you, you would need at least 100 years to start over from the dead. Their world's intensity is nowhere as nice as ours. Using direct methods, then you would be right. But if I become the strongest vampire from the very beginning, their world's rules will not apply to me. What do you mean by that? It is simple. As a priest of the church, you certainly know that dead apostles' power are affected by the true ancestor that sucked their blood. Therefore, the solution is very simple. If I wish to become the strongest dead apostle, this blood of mine, it must be sucked by the strongest of the true ancestors. Oh, okay. This has to be Roa talking, and I'm guessing he's talking about Arquaid. Seventh day, bow in the sky, too. I'm watching a dream. A vague dream without any particular significance. Do I like her? I don't know my true feelings, but I can't deny the reality that I'm always concerned about her. Do I like her? I don't know. It's just that when I was completely lost within myself, she helped me. If she wasn't there, I may have just died under the pouring rain. I don't know. That's why I have to ask. Why is she doing this? Why her eyes are so devoid of any emotion? Shiki-sama? I can hear Hisue's voice mingling with the morning sun, with the morning light. Shiki-sama, it is time. Please wake up. Her inflectionless voice awakens me. As soon as I wake up, terrible things enter my vision. I get a headache like I was just shot in the head. I don't think if you were shot in the head you'd be getting a headache. I think you'd be dead. I almost lose my just awakened consciousness. Before I fade away completely, I quickly grab my glasses. The lines! Shiki-sama? Are you not feeling well? No, that's not it. It's just my anemia acting up. Lightly shaking my head, I clear my head of what I was seeing. More than that, good morning, Hisui. Thanks for waking me up. Sitting up in the bed, I do my best to smile naturally. No, this is my duty. There is no need for you to thank me, Shiki-sama. Maybe, but I am grateful. You are infinitely better than an alarm clock. I stand up. Yeah, I think I would prefer a girl waking me up rather than an alarm clock every morning. It's not yet 7 o'clock, about 10 minutes earlier than I usually get up. Breakfast? I'll be there soon, so please go ahead of me. Shiki-sama, that, Akiha-sama is waiting for you in the sitting room. It seems she has some questions for you. Interrogation time. Hisui says this with some difficulty. Some things she needs to ask? Is she in a bad mood? Like always? Yes. Akiha-sama seems to have realized that you left late last night, Shiki-sama. Ah. I blurt that out without thinking. Last night, I went to look for Arcade and came home late. Uh-oh. I thought no one noticed. Yes, I also thought that I was the only one who noticed. Hisui answered solemnly. Hisui, you realized I left? Oh. Hisui looks very apologetic. I see. You knew. Yeah, it's cheeky. You knew. No wonder the mansion's entrance was open. Yes. Hisui answers reluctantly. Thanks, it was a big help. And thanks for going out of your way to do that. But Nei-san realized too because of that. Nei-san and I have 2-hour shifts watching the mansion. And she found out about me unlocking the entrance. I see now. Kohaku is Akiha's servant, so she would have leaked it to Akiha about last night. Hisui, there's no need to apologize. It was my fault that I was walking around at night, so I should take the blame. I'm still very happy you left the door unlocked. 'Cause then I'd be locked outside. Hisui just looks at me. It is nothing. As soon as you change, please go to the sitting room. Still looking like she wants to say something, Hisui exits into the hallway. Dang, I'm going to get scolded by Akiha again. I wonder about some of these translations just because of that, specifically. I mutter to myself as I change. If I have time for that, there's still something important I have to do instead. That's right, I have to talk to Senpai. I get the headache again. It faded when I was talking to Hisui, but as soon as she left, it started hurting again. Crap, this doesn't look like it'll end well, or it will end soon. I bear the pain as I collapse on the bed. It doesn't ease up. Throb, throb. A pain like I'm being stabbed in the head. It makes me completely forget what I was thinking about earlier. Come to think of it, 8 years since that accident, I've always had to deal with my broken body. Dizziness, headaches, and anemia occurring unexpectedly. I can't count how many things I had to give up because of that. The doctor said it was a miracle just surviving it. Just being able to live it is a miracle, so putting up with various pains is perhaps necessary. These broken eyes. Sensei, who was able to alleviate these eyes, told me to treat that miracle very importantly. Those words. Did she mean that human life is not so much precious as it is not returnable, so I should treat it carefully? These past few days, I've seen the deaths of many people. Too easily. Lives ending so easily, it's almost comical. If it is something that ends so easily, doesn't it mean that it was only worth that much from the beginning? Human life is worthless. If that's the case, it is meaningless to view life as precious. It's probably not how the dead apostles see it, since they're immortal and all. Or not dead, well, no, more like the true ancestors. Dead apostles, like, of course, have imperfect immortality. And to be fair, the true ancestors probably do to some extent. Huh? Why? Since when? Did you start thinking like that? The headache finally stops. Maybe I saw too much blood. What a horrible thought. I take a deep breath. Filling my lungs with fresh air, I clear away the unpleasantness. I should hurry up and go to school. I should go and see Ciel senpai. That's right, screw Akiha. Enduring the slight pain lingering in my head, I leave my room. I go down the stairs and into the lobby. Next to me is the hallway that goes down towards the sitting room. In front of me is the front door that leads outside. What should I do? Akiha is waiting in the sitting room, but I want to hurry and see senpai. Oh no. Alright, let's go ahead and save here. We should go to the sitting room and talk to Akiha. Or we should go to school and talk to Ciel. You know, honestly, if we went to the sitting room, I would just be reading over what's already happened in the first route. So, if we go to school, then we can talk to senpai, and I don't think we had that option the first time. So, let's just go ahead and go to school and talk to Ciel. No, I have to find out about senpai. I don't have time to eat this morning. Shiki-sama? Hisui comes from the sitting room. She must have come to check on me since I did not show up after a while. Sorry. I'm going to school. Please tell Akiha I'm sorry. Please wait, Shiki-sama. You do not look well. Are you sure you are feeling well? I'm fine. It's just a little headache. Didn't you say it felt like somebody was stabbing you in the head? I think that's more than just a little headache. Well, I'm off. Sorry, I'm being selfish again. I say something really selfish and open the door before she can respond. I reach the school gate. Since I ran from the mansion, it's not even 7:30 yet. I stand and wait for senpai by the gate. It probably looks a little strange to the other students walking by, but I don't really care. Where's senpai? Bring her to me. Senpai doesn't show up. It's past 7:30 already. Waiting! The game! 10 more minutes pass by. The school gate is flooded with students as they arrive. There's only about 5 minutes before the gate closes. But senpai still doesn't come. She might not come today. Yesterday, I saw all that happen, so she might not come today, or tomorrow, or the day after. Thump. Thinking that, I feel a little faint. I shake my head to clear it of terrible thoughts. And then, someone pats me on the shoulder from behind. Tono-kun, what are you doing here? Senpai? Yes. Senpai nods. Really? But yesterday you were... I don't know how else to make that sound. Before I could finish, senpai puts her head over my mouth. Oh, okay. So it's just like a muffled noise or something. Tono-kun, not here. Ooh, not here, Tono. Let's go behind the gymnasium. That's, taken out of context, it sounds pretty fucking dirty. Senpai gives her usual smile as she keeps her hand over my mouth and pulls my arm. Fucking pull that arm. I try to tell her to stop, but I can't speak. She forcefully pulls me away. The school bell rings overhead. Homeroom has begun. Furthermore, no one else is around. Yes, no one can hear us here. Senpai finally releases me. Jumping back, I face Senpai directly. You want to talk about last night, right? If there's anything you want to say, please go ahead, Tono-kun. Senpai speaks calmly. as if what happened last night was not a big deal. Well, probably not for her. It's just business as usual, but it was a big deal for me. Her attitude right now makes me mad. So that really was you last night? Yes. I did say your name back then too, so it's impossible to hide it any longer. Probably couldn't hide it before either, because, you're not wearing anything to cover up your face or anything, because you look like yourself, so... yeah, kinda hard to hide that. I grit my teeth. I didn't expect an apology or anything, but still. But you said that wasn't you, and you actually believed her. What wasn't? 3 nights ago. I asked if you were the one that helped me that night in the park, and you said it wasn't you. Yeah, I kinda lied. That was a lie. Fuck, I haven't seen that word before. I don't know what it means. I'm sorry, guys. Succinctly, whatever. Succinctly. Senpai says so. A lie, Senpai? You didn't keep the promise we made. You told me you wouldn't go out at night anymore. She stares at me. I start to feel like the bad guy all of a sudden, feeling guilty about what I did. I made the promise with you so something like this wouldn't happen. Is that how a little promise with me means to you, Tono-kun? Or is that how little a promise with me means to you? That makes me sad. No, that's not it. About last night, I thought Arcade was the one behind the serial killings, but that couldn't be right, so I went to ask her and... I tell her about last night. Senpai listens to it all silently. How I met her accidentally, how she explained to me about the vampire in the city, and how I teamed up with her to save the city, and everything up until now. I understand. So you teamed up with her to defeat the vampire in the city. Plot twist, I'm the vampire. Right, Tono-kun? Well, yeah, that's how it is. I can't believe it. Tono-kun, do you really believe in vampires? What are you saying, Senpai? Even you're one of the church's Senpai puts a finger on my lips. Don't worry about me. Isn't the problem more about you, Tono-kun? Me? I don't have any problems. You have no self-awareness, it seems. Senpai gives a troubled sigh. I have a question. Just how much did she tell you about? How much? Well, only that a vampire in the city is sucking people's blood. So in other words, you don't know about her or this enemy she's after. Well, I haven't heard about it. I see. Then I will tell you about it. Wow, that's amazing. You know about that, Senpai? Of course she does. Fucking idiot. Like, she's a part of this. I would think she probably knows. Well, I am a member of the church, so of course I know that much. Exactly. Oh, that's right. Sorry, I kind of forgot. How do you forget that? Awkward laugh. I attempt to laugh it off. Jeez. I'm trying to be serious here, so please pay attention. I nod in assent. Huh? But isn't that a secret? Arcade, she said you were all incredibly secretive. Yes, it really isn't something to talk about, but today is special. There isn't anyone watching over us or anything, so as long as you don't tell anyone, then it'll be okay. What will happen if I tell someone else about you, Senpai? Yes, I'll have to execute you. I'll just do exactly what you were thinking of, Tono-kun. Senpai gives that frightening response with a smile. Well then, I'll keep it very simple. Tono-kun, how much was explained to you about the vampires? Just about how there were 2 types, and how dead apostles are the vampires that suck human blood. But I think I know what kind of monsters they are. That's true. Tono-kun, you did actually defeat a vampire. Haha, but you did help me at the very end, Senpai. Yes. I watched you annihilate Chaos. When I came, Chaos was already dying, though. I'm surprised. The Senpai... Then Senpai knew about my eyes. It was terrible. That woman made you do such a thing. If she had a conceptual weapon to defeat Chaos, she should have used it herself. After seeing your bloody body, I thought I should punish her then and there. You too, Tono-kun? You too, Tono-kun? Even if you were given a weapon that can kill vampires, what were you thinking fighting that thing? Does she have a hold over your weakness or something? Still looking surprised, Senpai complains aloud. Senpai, what's this weapon that can kill vampires? What do you mean? I'm talking about that knife you have, Tono-kun. Oh, I guess she wouldn't tell you about it. It's not good for her either. Let's see, vampires have the ability to recover from most injuries they receive. With ordinary outside force, I mean normal weapons. With such things, you cannot cause wounds greater than the speed of their recovery. To kill a vampire, you need an outside force greater than their speed of recovery, or something that nullifies their ability to recover. This ability of theirs, the Curse of Restoration, actually isn't treating the wounds. Instead, it is a reversing of time to restore the damaged body part back to its original state. An occult artifact which nullifies this effect is called a conceptual weapon. Senpai cheerfully says all these things I can't understand too well. In short, a magical weapon? I don't know why I phrased some of these statements as questions. I'm sorry about that, guys. Again, my bad. We usually lift their curse looking into their human past, so we do not usually use them. But for those that were not originally human, we use them, kind of like a secret weapon. Your knife is not an anti-vampire weapon she brought. Or is it a family treasure? But it would be strange for the Tono family to possess an anti-demon weapon. Senpai ponders aloud. I don't know what she's thinking, but it seems she has no idea about my eyes. Senpai, where did our conversation about vampires go? With a start, Senpai stops mumbling to herself. She smiles as if to hide her embarrassment. As usual, her personality is hard to understand. Let's get back to the main subject. Please listen carefully, Tono-kun. Yes, please keep it short. Ciel's not good at that. It seems you already know about how there are the true ancestors and the dead apostles. So it is very simple. The enemy she's after is a dead apostle, nicknamed the Serpent. Among the dead apostles, she is considered a heretic, a special vampire. This vampire is not as strong as Chaos, whom you defeated. But he is more difficult an opponent to eliminate than this Chaos in a way, since he comes back to life even after he dies. Senpai, vampires are immortal, so it isn't natural for them to come back to life after dying? You eliminated Chaos, right? Even if they are vampires, if you destroy their body and soul, they will be vanquished. If you kill a vampire, they will die. But the Serpent is a vampire who has conquered even this. So basically, he's immortal, like most vampires. Tono-kun, are you familiar with the cycle of reincarnation? It is part of Buddhist doctrine, so I would think a Japanese would be quite familiar with it. Yeah, it's that thing where when someone dies, they are reborn again as another human. Yes, exactly. In other words, the vampire named the Serpent has made this cycle of reincarnation his own. That's what I mean when I say he comes back to life even after he's killed. But people are supposed to die if they're killed! Reincarnation? You mean if he dies he'll start over again as a baby? Yes. While the serpent is alive, he chooses his next host, and when it is born, he transmits all of his information of his self. All of the information. The serpent's information stays deep within the baby until it matures, or until it gains sufficient intelligence. As soon as the baby has the intelligence to succeed his self, the baby becomes a new vampire that is the serpent. Wait a minute. What's that? Don't tell me that he does surgery on it while it's in the mother or something like that. No, it's not anything medical. Because the instant his body is destroyed, he reincarnates into the body he chose as his next host. I said all of his information earlier, but to say it simpler, think of it as his soul. His soul! It wouldn't be quite correct to say his soul propagates through the air and takes over someone's body, but it's similar to an electromagnetic wave. In this case, the human brain is what does the transmitting and the receiving. His exceptional point is that he took this soul, which is incalculable and something that disperses as soon as it leaves the envelope of the body, and processed it into something that could be transmitted. Tono's just thinking everything you just said went right the fuck over my head. Her words don't seem quite real. I do understand what she's saying. I don't see how. The serpent guy is reborn as a baby when he dies, and this baby turns into the serpent vampire when it becomes an adult, but if I believe your story, it means that he'll never die. It's not immortality, but it's worse than that. Being killed and reborn as someone else, that's like living forever. Well, that's pretty much immortality, just not as we know it, I guess. Yes, exactly. It was 800 years ago when the serpent first became a dead apostle. Since then, the serpent has been reborn 17 times. Every time, Arquaid Brunstad has killed him. Arquaid did? Yes. To her, the serpent is a special vampire. Well, the serpent has a special meaning to me as well. But even if he dies, he'll just be reborn, right? So killing him over and over is pointless, isn't it? Yes. He's killed by her, reincarnates, then killed again. Or killed by her. That cycle has repeated itself over and over. If Arquaid has the power to kill not the body but the meaning, then this probably would not be happening. Senpai looks down a little as she seems to be gritting her teeth. I don't know why. However, it seems that Senpai also has some grudge against the enemy like Arquaid does. A vampire that is reborn every time it is killed. That's Arquaid's and Senpai's enemy. Senpai. This serpent guy, what kind of a guy is he? He's a total asshole. He was originally a man, but that can change depending on the body he reincarnates into. You know, it'd be interesting for him to reincarnate into a woman. The troublesome part of this dead apostle is that they are all hard to find. Because he is properly born as a human baby and has parents. The serpent transforms into a vampire only when he reaches the age where he can do everything at a satisfactory level. Until then, that human shows no hint of being a vampire. But once the serpent awakens, he uses the relationships he gained until that time to blend perfectly into the society. I heard that the church detects the serpent's presence usually after a whole town is turned into the dead. I see. For example, if this serpent guy were reincarnated in me, he would live as Tonoshiki even after he becomes the serpent. Unless he makes a big mistake, he would be free to suck blood without people realizing it. That is scary. Of course, those around him are in danger too. Okay, this is Tono. But that human whom he reincarnated into, he would just disappear after maturing, right? One moment that person is living normally, and the next moment he suddenly turns into the serpent. That's very frightening. Yes, but it isn't like two people sharing one body. The human body is still the serpent. Depending on its environment, it's either a good or a bad person. But even that disappears the instant the serpent awakens. To sum it up, once the serpent dies, he is reborn into the next body, and once that body gains intelligence, it gains the previous life's self and becomes a vampire. That's strange. Even if he did reincarnate, that baby is still human. So even if it does gain the self of a previous life, the body shouldn't turn into a vampire, right? Reincarnation isn't the transmitting of personality, it is the transmission of a soul. So the personality differs every time depending on their families and upbringings. But the soul itself does not change. Once bitten by a true ancestor, not only is the body forever soiled, but the soul as well. What changes the body is the soul. The serpent transmits all of his information called his soul, so when the serpent awakens, the body becomes one of a vampire, but... Yeah, but... As you said, just that, it is too weak. He selects his next host while he's still alive. The family he's born into must meet two conditions. The first... Wait. Oh, okay. Damn it, Ciel was talking. The family he's born into must meet two conditions, the first being one of wealth. Being born into a family of high social standing, property, and money makes it easier to make the whole town into vampires later on. And there is another, this is the important one, but amongst normal people like us, there are also people that carry special powers. Not like magic, which is a mystic power that can be learned, but rather special abilities from birth. Such people are normally called demonic children, or psychics. These special abilities are genetic, so they are inherited, passed on by blood. He chose those families that have something not human in their lineages. A family with wealth and influence and inhuman power. These are the requirements for his host. The serpent vampire. He seems to be quite prepared. Ah, no! Shiki was talking, why? I can't tell sometimes, I really can't. Especially with these, like, really long, dialogue sections, it's really hard to tell when there's another character that starts talking. This serpent vampire, he seems to be quite prepared. Yes, since he is a serpent, he has a very slithering intellect. Oh, I see what you did there. Puns! There's something about this story I don't like. Oh, pretty much everything? Tono-kun? That was just a joke, but are you listening? That joke wasn't funny. Yeah, it wasn't very funny. We're thinking the same thing, Tono. Senpai goes quiet. But I really don't feel like laughing right now. Why do I suddenly feel so down? But I understand now. That's our enemy, right, Senpai? No. Arquade Brunstud and my enemy. Or Arquade Brunstud's and my enemy. There's no need for you to worry about the serpent, Tono-kun. So please don't go with Arquade any longer. Either I or that woman will destroy him. There's no need for you to face any danger. Danger? Look, isn't just living in the city dangerous enough? Even you, even Arquade are fighting to protect the city. So I can't overlook this either. No. She isn't thinking about the city. She's only after the serpent for her own reasons. Tono-kun. The dead apostles were once human. There are two ways for them to become vampires. Either they would have their blood sucked by the true ancestors who were originally born as vampires, or they changed their own bodies through their magical research and their quest for immortality. The serpent had his blood sucked by a true ancestor to become a dead apostle. Do you understand? The serpent was a victim of the true ancestors, a race beyond ours. Senpai stares at me. Those emotionless eyes tell me what she's going to say next. Don't tell me the true ancestor was Arquade Brunstud, the royalty of the true ancestors who made her only mistake 800 years ago. She is the one who made the serpent. Plot twist! From the very beginning, the true ancestors were in existence far separated from ours. The dead apostles certainly are vampires that wield immense ability, but that ability is only an extension of human capacity. Because they have managed to attain a long life, they are able to develop their abilities and manage to refine it to those super abilities as a result. In other words, anyone can develop abilities equal to the vampire if they have a long time. Or equal to the vampires. Yeah, I think I've read that somewhere. In that weird fucking book I was reading that we're never really going to talk about. They say immortality, but being a vampire isn't something that great. But the true ancestors are different. From the moment they are born, they possess power beyond human comprehension. From the beginning, these true ancestors are in existence closer to the world than humans. We humans have flourished this much by isolating ourselves from nature. While we receive blessings from nature, we steal it, and even if nature is destroyed, we will not be destroyed. We became the most superior race on this planet, probably because of this one sin only we humans carry. We can no longer be a part of nature. In its place, we have gained ways to even destroy nature, this whole planet. However, from the nature's perspective, this is evil. The world itself is a form of life, so it has the will to protect itself from us. But it did not have the senses. So it creates a presence, separated from nature like us, to remonstrate us. Senpai is weird. Nature doesn't have a will of its own. Yeah, it can't. But can it be that we just can't feel it? Nature, the earth, possesses a will. That is why it still exists and tries to stay beautiful. The problem isn't that we can't feel it. It's that the standard of what nature thinks is beautiful and the standard of what humans believe is beautiful are the same. An existence which the world created to sense for it. These are what we usually call spirits. They are a transcendental species existing on another plane different from the remaining spirits of animals in the present world. The true ancestors are one type of these spirits. They are born with the purpose to punish humans, so they only see humans as evil. Much as we think vampires who prey upon humans are evil, they view humans who prey upon nature as evil. But that's funny. Then why can't they exist unless they feed on humans, the evil existence? Humans are only enemies to the true ancestors. As part of nature, no. As those whose power is linked to nature itself, their power has no limits. In the long history of the Church, there are only a few records of fighting against the true ancestors. They get their powers from the world itself. Therefore, in order to kill them, a conceptual weapon with the power to kill the world is needed. I can kill the world! Seriously, we can kill the world. That's... I mean, I guess I can understand since we have the power to see death, essentially, but I don't know, just the way that sounds is just completely ridiculous. I guess that means we can just... I don't know, like, with this fruit knife, I will destroy the world. Of course, such a weapon does not exist. Well, bullshit, we're carrying it. So that means their death cannot be caused by external factors. That night, she said that in a hotel. Or she said in that hotel. That if I had tried to kill her during nighttime, these eyes would not have even been able to see her death. In other words, it means she cannot die. Do you understand, Tono-kun? Arkwade Brunstad is pursuing the serpent in order to recover her power he took away from her. It's not for the sake of any humans. I don't know why she's weakened now, but if she regains her power, she will not need your help, Tono-kun. When that happens, do you think she will let you leave safely? Of course she would. Because she doesn't have any reason to hurt me. She is a vampire. She isn't like the dead apostles who suck blood in order to prolong their own life. Look, Tono-kun. If the true ancestors didn't suck human blood, vampires would never exist in the first place. They can survive without sucking human blood, but they still do suck blood because they have the urge to do so, and make humans into an existence outside of human nature. I can't let some ordinary person like you be with her. Senpai's talk ends like that. It might be because of my dizziness, but it seems like everything she's talking about is totally unrelated to me. Tono-kun? Does that show you how dangerous she is? Yeah, well, I get the gist. So please do not cooperate with her anymore, okay? I can't do that. I can't consent to what Senpai is saying. Because Senpai doesn't know Arcade. She doesn't know how good of a person she is. Tono-kun, Senpai groans. But even if she makes that face, I can't lie to myself. Sorry, Senpai. I also have my reasons, so I want to help her. It's true that I don't know what she'll do if I turn against her. It's also true that I just can't leave her alone. Please don't say stupid things. Tono-kun, you're just a normal boy. So you shouldn't do such dangerous things. Bullshit, you're just jealous. Just jealous. Yeah, I'm grateful for your concern. But there are some things that I want to protect you if I can. Such as this city and my peaceful time with you at school, Senpai. Well, even though you ended up protecting me. But it's just too dangerous. You were nearly dead when you fought with Chaos. Isn't that alright? Besides, if Arcade really is that strong, shouldn't defeating this serpent vampire be simple? I'm telling you that she's the dangerous one. Please open your eyes already. She isn't human. You don't know when she'll suck blood. She's more of a monster than the dead apostles. What? I know. I know that Senpai is really worried about me. But I can't allow those words. Just stop, Senpai. She isn't a monster. You shouldn't say those things when you haven't even talked to her. That is true. But she is a vampire. Please understand that. No, that's wrong. Look, Senpai, Arcade doesn't suck blood. She told me herself, and I don't think she's lying. I don't know how these other true ancestors are, but Arcade is different. Just her, she's definitely... Definitely what? Look, even if she isn't dangerous, it's dangerous enough for you to fight. You can't recover from injuries like she can. If you get wounded, you'll die. What I can't forgive is she knows this and she still lets you fight. It's like she's just seeing you as a tool, Tono-kun. Senpai screams this last part. I know. I understand she's right. But because I understand, her voice annoys me. Shut up! Tono-kun? Just shut up, Senpai. Arcade doesn't see me as a tool at all. You don't know. You don't know anything about her. You just think she's some sort of monster. So you have no right to say any of that. Please calm down. I don't know very much about her. Or I know I don't know very much about her. But there is a possibility that she could be deceiving you. Shut up! Weren't you the one deceiving me? Oh, crap. Why did I say that terrible thing? Senpai, I said too much, but I can't say it. Her expression looks very fragile, and it looks like she's going to break down the moment I say something. You're right, you know. You're right, now that you mention it. Senpai? Yes, that's right. I have been deceiving you, Tono-kun. So there's no reason for you to believe me. She suddenly smiles as if her previous expression never existed. There's no trace of it being faked, even though it has to be fake. I can't see anything but a true smile. I apologize for taking your time. Then I'll just disappear now. The wind rushes by. In that very instant, Ciel Senpai disappears from right before my eyes.